Alright guys, today's goal, the learner will understand how to solve equations in multiple ways. So we're going to be solving equations graphically, solving quadratic equations, approximating solutions of equations graphically, approximating solutions of equations numerically with tables, and solving equations by finding the intersections. And why? These basic techniques are involved in using a graphing utility to solve equations in this textbook. So let's get started. Solve by finding the x-intercepts. Solve the equation 2x squared minus 3x minus 2 equals 0 graphically. So what you do is you enter the equation into the calculator and you hit graph. And then you say second trace zeros. You go to the left side and the right side of the zero and hit enter. And it will tell you negative 1/2 0. So one of these solutions is x equals negative 0.5. The other solution, comma, 2. Okay? So, you graph them, you find the x-intercepts, done. Moving on. Solve by completing the square. This is something we need to remember how to do. To solve x squared plus bx equals c by completing the square, add b divided by 2 squared to both sides of the equation and factor the left side of the new equation. X squared plus bx plus the quantity b divided by 2 squared equals c plus the quantity b divided by 2 squared. But this factors directly into this. Okay? So, completing the square, you need to remember how to do. You need to remember quadratic equations and quadratic formula. Okay? X equals negative b plus or minus the square root of the quantity b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Okay? Those are some formulas we need to remember. So, it says solve using the quadratic equation. So x equals negative b plus or minus b squared minus 4 times a times c all over 2 divided by a. So x equals negative 3 plus or minus the square root of 49 divided by 4. So you get x equals negative 3 plus or minus 7 divided by 4. So you get x equals negative 5 over 2 or 1. That was some quick mental math there. Please double check, make sure I cranked that out correctly. Alright, let's look at another example. It says solve the equation by finding the intersections. Okay, so I'm going to go over another way of doing this as well, but graph them. Graph the absolute value of 2x minus 1, and you graph y equals 6. So you graph these two equations, find out where they intersect, here and here. Those look like both decimals, or what you can do is this. 2x minus 1 equals 6, or 2x minus 1 equals negative 6, because if the middle of that equals the absolute value of 6 is equal to the absolute value of negative 6. So that's why you set those up. Now solve each equation. 2x equals 7, x equals 7 over 2. 2x equals negative 5, x equals negative 5 over 2. Okay, so hopefully you're remembering some of these. We'll see you guys tomorrow.